since the 80s, it was since the 80s when they were private, end of the 80s, Thames Water alone sold 25 reservoirs.
Yeah, and it does look there are all sorts of reasons. I'm sure they'll come up with.
Ones.
No, well, some of course were out of date. There's some things I understand it, but there was quite obviously no obvious forward planning and no understanding from the regulators to say actually you're going to need more than that. Or no, what you had was nominal regulators who could sort of fine people occasionally, not sharpen teeth and say actually you're not fit to run this.
Yeah.
Why are you paying those bonuses? I have no problem with people having bonuses if they're doing well.
I couldn't agree more.
In the business I've been involved in, you get a bonus not for turning up to work, but for doing something exceptional.
But you see, that in a way is the argument for nationalising it, isn't it? Because all of those shareholders are working on a dividends basis of payment. They're only there for a little amount of time. They're not that bothered if we've got reservoirs in 30 years' time. They'll be retired. They'll be on a yacht going around the Cayman Islands by then. So that, for me, is a very strong argument towards nationalising these industries. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because I want a smaller state, Justin, not a bigger one, especially after the last 2 years.
I can understand what you mean about shareholders, but most shareholders aren't individuals sitting there trying to eat themselves. Most shareholders actually will have their investment in pension schemes, so it's big institutions, the shareholders. What they want to see come out of companies like this is well-run businesses that pay a reasonable dividend, not too high. If it's too high, then there's something wrong, but something that they can actually say, this is what's most likely to occur. So I can have a 5, 6, 7% return every year, which is what you should be expecting, and therefore planning long-term pensions money for them. Now, if you don't have the shareholders there who should be actually beating up on the company and saying, you're not doing this correctly, who's going to be questioning it? The government? They're not capable of doing it.